Before going to start the class, I just want to give you general suggestions regarding this class, online class. Okay, so are you with me, everybody? Are you with me? Yes. Yes, you can give your responses as in the chat box as well. Okay. Whenever you cannot hear my voice, you can yeah, you can leave a message in the chat box. And also before everybody are you able to rename yourself with the roll number hyphen your name? Please rename yourself with the roll number hyphen name so that I can able to address you with your name whenever it is required. I can Nikita 7G. Nikita renamed herself with roll number and name, and likewise, everybody can rename with your roll number hyphen name. Yeah, Vaishnavi and others too. Full roll number, complete roll number hyphen name. Okay, is that okay? Did you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and one more thing. One more thing. Please turn on your videos while class is going on. While class is going on, turn on your videos. Okay? Is that okay? Turn on your videos. I want to see your faces actually, as it is a new class for me. I want to see your faces, and also it is a instruction. It is the instruction from the college. Okay? Turn on your videos, everybody, and rename yourself. Can you rename? Is that possible? Right? Yeah. Now it's not possible. 6H. Someone wants to try to change it. Ma'am, we need to. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. Fine. It's okay. Then leave it. Leave it. Can you turn on your videos? Is that okay, right? Videos. Only videos, not audios. Yeah, fine. Ah, meanwhile, if while the class is going on, I'll let someone you in, and I'll ask random questions to you so that you please be available. And whenever it is required, then only you need to on your mic. Okay? Yeah. Who is the 568? Who is 568 and 69? Please turn on your videos. Yeah, good. 68 and 69. Ajay. Right. So, okay, students. One thing, please be available. If you want, I'll give you a break of not now, not today. I'll give you a break of 5 minutes within the during 2 hours class. Okay, I will give you a break, but you should be available throughout the class. You should be attentive. As this is a Java programming language, it is very important for you people for your career. Okay, if you are, this is the starting point. Actually, this is the starting point, and from now onwards, the Java will always be with you, even in your FS, even in your pre-FSS, FS, and also in your placements also. So take this, give the highest priority to the each and every class. Listen carefully. That's it. Listen carefully. Do what is the task which I have given. Only two things. Only two things you need to do. One thing, you listen carefully. I'll forward the PPTs every day, every day as and when the class is over. Okay, so right, fine. Shall we start, students? I hope how many of you, I don't know actually, how many of you are comfortable with the C++ concepts? Can you show your hand? C++ concepts. How many of you are comfortable? C++ means, actually it is the object oriented programming concept. Yes or no? Object-oriented programming concepts starts with you are familiar with C++. Just now, recently, you have written exam, even exam also, right? Yes. Hope everybody, almost all of you, I hope that you know what is a class, what is an object. Yes or no? The basic things you might have already know. So Java is also similarly, not same. It is similar. Conceptually, it is similar, but there are some different things might be there. So please do carefully listen to this. Okay, now I am presenting. Now I am presenting my screen. Okay, right? Yeah, guys, is the screen visible to you? Is the screen visible to you? Yes. Anyone, please let me know in the chat box. The PPT is that? Yes. Yeah. Fine. Very good. Very good. Uh, see. So we are going to start our syllabus from the very first unit. The first part of your first unit is object-oriented thinking. Object-oriented thinking. That is, in object-oriented thinking, from now on, you need to think like everything is an object. Everything is an object. Okay. So shall I ask you one basic question? What is an object? Can you please fast with can you give a quick response in the chat box? What is an object? What is an object? Instance of a class. Very good, 79. Yeah, so it is an instance of a class. What is a class then? What is a class then? Class is a class is a class is a what is a class? Can anyone can type your response in the chat box? Mr. 7P, please. Collection of data. No, it's not the proper definition. Exactly, Nishita. It is blueprint of an object. It is blueprint of an object. Yes or no? Class is a user-defined data type, and also it is a blueprint of an object. Yes or no? Yes or no? So I'll tell you one thing, one scenario I'll tell you. Have you ever seen or have you ever know that how can a plastic chair can be manufactured? A plastic chair can be manufactured. How it would be manufactured? Initially, what they'll do in the factory, initially they'll prepare one mold. They prepare one mold in whatever the required design. They'll prepare one mold. Based on that mold, based on that mold, what they'll do, they'll prepare even 10, 20, or even hundreds of chairs from that single mold. Yes or no? Yes or no? At least nod your head. I can able to see that. Yes. Thank you. So from then in this scenario, what is the class? What is the object? What is in this scenario? Did you understand the scenario? Mr. 6U, did you understand the scenario? Yes, no? Then tell me the what is the class here and what is the object here? There is a mold. Based on the plastic chair mold, we can manufacture hundreds of chairs. Can you please tell me what is a class? What is a class in this scenario? You can type or you can, yeah, very good. It is the mold is the class and share it, just a minute guys, just a minute. Yeah, fine, guys. So mold is a class. Did you understand? Mold is a class. Mold is a blueprint. Mold is a design. But actually, in reality, what is the object? What is the object? Chair is an object. A chair has an existence. Yes or no? Chair has the existence, but mold will not has its own existence. Yes or no, guys? Did you understand? Is that okay? Right. Fine. So please do understand very carefully because I used to, even I am the teacher for even finishing school also. So I used to give many thoughts, many concepts which are maybe may not be there in your syllabus also. I'll give you. Okay, so please do concentrate on this Java class. Okay, fine. So is that screen? I just want to go with the screen, that is PPT. Okay, the very first concept in here is a way of viewing the world. Okay, here uh, object oriented thinking. uh, right. Yeah, is that guy? Is that fine, guys? Is that screen visible? Right. So, in the way of viewing the world, we have four things. At present, we are looking at four things: agents and communities, messages and methods, responsibilities, classes and instances. Okay. Now, what is a, how a, a world can be viewed from now? From now, the entire world can be viewed in terms of agents. In terms of agents. Did you? I think this is also there in C++. Have you ever? Did Can you able to recollect this figure? Can you able to recollect? Can you able to recollect that figure? Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? I hope you might have not remembered the complete concept, but still you are familiar with this. I hope so. Okay. Ah. So what is this entire thing? How the world can be viewed in terms of agents and communities? And I'll tell you the scenario in very simple language. See, this have a look carefully at this figure. Okay, in this, me is, suppose any one of you, may I know any? Can I take any name from you? Any one of you? Satvika. So me is Satvika here. Okay, and Ajay is Ajay is her friend. Okay, me is Satvika in this picture, and Ajay is her friend. Okay, right. Ah, now look at me. Now Satvika wants to, in this scenario, what is the story is Satvika wants to send some flowers to her friend. Okay, maybe Sally is her friend who is there in who is staying in Chennai, and Satvika is here in Hyderabad. Okay, so Satvika is here in Hyderabad, but her friend Sally is in Chennai. But on some occasion, maybe on her birthday, Satvika wants to send some flowers to Sally. Okay, but due to her busy schedule, due to because of this Java class and all these classes, she couldn't go directly to her. Okay, to give her a bouquet. Okay, so what she is going to do is she contacts the local florist in Hyderabad. She contacts the local florist who is Flora. Her name is Flora, who is the flower, who is the local florist. Okay, and she'll ask that Flora, hello Miss Flora, I just want to send some flowers to my friend Sally who is there in Chennai. But Flora also cannot go directly to Sally to give away the flowers. So what she is going to do is she'll contact with Sally's florist. She'll contact with, I'll take the pen. Okay, she'll hmm, hmm, just a minute, I'll take the pen. She'll contact Sally's florist. Who is Sally's florist? She is the florist, the local florist of Sally, who is stayed in Chennai. Okay, Did everybody understand till here? Okay. Flora is my local florist. Sally's florist is the local florist of my friend who is there in Chennai. Now, Sally's florist also they will not be flowers ready automatic. They will not be any ready-made bouquet with her. Actually, she wants to what she will do. She'll take the help of the wholesaler who can supply the flowers, and the wholesaler can get the flowers from the grower. Actually, the grower will get actually the flowers from the gardener. Okay, I hope you might have you can understand this flow. I hope you can understand this flow. Sally's florist initially contact the wholesaler for the flowers, but wholesaler also cannot have the flowers ready automatically, so that he can contact the grower, and the grower finally contacts the gardener. From gardener, grower can collect the flowers, and from grower again they'll come to the wholesaler, and from wholesaler the flowers will be handed over to Sally's florist. Okay, but they are flowers, but it is not a bouquet. Okay, I hope did you understand. So what she is going to do again, Sally's florist, for the arrangement of flowers, she will contact the flower arranger. Okay, there is a flower arranger. She will contact the flower arranger so that this flower arranger arranges the flowers in a required specified format, which Sally maybe give some design, maybe give some maybe color of the flowers, maybe some parameter she is going to pass. Okay, some parameters, something she is going to give. Some number of flowers, color of the flowers, design of the bouquet. So she may give these many details to the flower arranger. Based on these instructions, flower arranger will arrange the flowers in a specified manner. Again, that bouquet will be handed over to Sally's florist. Now, Sally's florist also cannot directly go to Sally, but what is the responsibility? What to whom she can hand it over that bouquet? To the delivery person, who is actually delivers the bouquet to the Sally, who is a friend of Satvika. Okay. So did everybody understand? I'll be back with you guys. I'll come to the page of your faces. Okay. Is that okay? Is everybody understand this scenario? Nod your head, please. Right? Yeah, good. So this is the entire story is related to your agents and community. Here, everyone is an agent. Satika is an agent, Sally is an agent, and flower arranger is an agent, and also grower, gardener, and also everybody is an agent. Okay, so they are doing their own responsibility to finish the task. Okay, did everybody understand? So that in object oriented thinking also, in object oriented concepts also, everybody shares their own responsibility. Everyone shares their own service to complete the task. Okay, so shall I go to the next slide? Is that okay with everyone? Yes. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Next. See. An object-oriented program is structured as a community of interacting agents called objects. Okay, is that okay? I hope everybody understood. The interacting agents, Flora, Sally's florist, a flower arranger, delivery person, they are the agents, but they can call also as objects. They are objects. Okay, right. Now, can you read this statement? Can you everybody read this statement? Can everybody read this statement? Each object has a role to play. Did you observe that? Did you observe that? Each object has a role to play. Every object has its own role. Yes or no? Every object has a responsibility. Flower arranger has the role of to arrange the flowers. Sally's florist has a role to deliver the bouquet, to give instructions to everyone to give order of the bouquet. Yes or no? The gardener has the responsibility to grow the to grow the flowers. Yes or no? So everybody, every agent, every object has its own role to play. That's what we can understand from this. Next. Someone on their someone have someone is disturbing the class. Someone is disturbing the class. Please mute yourself, please. Okay, right. Thank you. So next one is each object has a role to play. And next one is each object provides a service or performs an action. Each object provides a service. Suppose there is a flower arranger. Flower arranger provides what service? She can arrange the flowers. Yes or no? And performs an action that is used by the other members of the community. Yes or no? The flower arranger has the responsibility to arrange the flowers. That service can be used by any member of your community. Is that okay? Yes, right. Next, now messages and methods. What are messages and methods? Guys, please bear with me that this is as it is a very starting class, some theory will be there. Of course, you might be, sometimes it is maybe boring, but you have to be with me because there may ask many some of the in question paper also they'll ask you these questions, agents and communities. If you don't understand, if you are not with me, it is difficult for you to understand after you open the PPT or any material. Okay, so please be with me and please clearly try to concentrate more. Okay, right. So how these actions are taking place, how these messages and methods means actions are, see here, actions are initiated in object oriented programming by the transmission of a message to an agent responsible for the action. That is how the Sally florist communicate with the flower arranger. How the Sally florist communicate with the flower arranger. Yes, sir. Can you please tell me? In terms of message, no? In terms of a message, some message Sally florist used to pass to the flower arranger. Yes or no? That message is going to be the responsible to take care of the action by the flower arranger. Because of that message, flower arranger will take the responsibility to do that action. Yes or no? That's what you need to understand from this slide. Okay. Now, what the message actually encodes, what this message, Sally florist send a message to flower arranger, but actually what is this message is going to have, what it is going to have? It is going to have a request for the action. What action actually? What action, what request is Sally's florist is sending to flower arranger? Can you please tell me in the chat box? Because I just want to know, are you with me or not? What action, what request Sally's florist is sending to flower arranger in terms of a message? What request? Can anyone type? Can anyone type? Arrange the flowers. Very good, very good. That message encodes this request. What request? Arrange the flowers. Okay, now next. Messages encodes the request for an action. Now, it is accompanied by any additional information needed to carry out the request. And see, it is sending one request. Sally's florist sending one request to flower arranger. And what additional information she can provide? Sally's florist can provide. Can you please tell me what additional information can provide along with the message? Anybody? While doing what, Mr. 563, can you please tell me what additional information Sally's florist can send to flower arranger along with her request? 563. I'm asking about 563. Yeah,
the address, yeah. Ma'am.
No, address. It's not address because she is not flower arranger cannot go directly to the her friend Sally. But
yeah,
actually,
the type of flowers, what flowers
exactly. Thank you. What type of flowers, color of the flowers, how the design of the bouquet, this additional information she can provide. Yes or no? But address ever kistundi? Address will be provided to whom?
The same person or the courier?
Yeah, in that scenario, I am asking which agent is the responsible to get the address from Sally's florist. I'll show you the figure once again. Can you please tell me who is the responsible to take the address and give directly the bouquet to Sally?
Or the delivery person, ma'am.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. 563. So that means you are with me. I'm happy. Yeah. Next thing is the receiver is the object to whom the message is sent. In this scenario, who is the receiver from Sally's florist and the flower arranger scenario? Who is the receiver? Who is the receiver? Flower arranger or Sally's florist? Flower arranger or Sally's florist? Yes, Miss Nikita, 7G, 57G. Who is the receiver? Sally's florist. Very good, very good. The message is
Sally's
sent.
florist.
Yes, exactly, Nikita. Thank you. So Sally's florist is the receiver, but she is also an object, right? Whatever the things we discussed in the very first talk, everybody in that scenario is a agent. He is an object. Yes or no? That's what they are saying. Okay, right. Receiver is is the object to whom the message is sent. Next, in response to that message, what this receiver will do? What this receiver will do? Receiver ever flower arranger. What she is going to do? The receiver will perform some method to satisfy the request. Maybe the request may be arrange flowers. There is a method. The receiver, Sally's florist may be having some method arrange flowers of some method she is going to have, so that method she is going to execute to perform the action. Understand? Did you understand 568? Yes or no? 568, I'm asking you. Yes, did you understand? Right. Okay. So next, so she is going to execute one method to satisfy that request, to carry out the request. Yes or no? Next. So responsibilities are the fundamental concept in object-oriented program is to describe the behavior in terms of responsibilities. Describe the behavior in terms of responsibilities. That is, did you understand? Did you understand? Every agent in this scenario has the responsibility. Did you understand? Are you agree with me? Everybody is having some responsibilities, some role to play, some action they need to do. That service should be used by other members of the community. This is the source, this is the summary, this is the thing you need to understand. Okay, right. Next, object. I hope everybody can understand what is an object. Object is a basic unit, a fundamental unit in your object-oriented programming, and it represents the real-life entities. What are the real-life entities? What is a real-life entity? A real-life entity is which we can see, which we can feel. Okay, real-life entity means which we can see and we can feel that. Okay, suppose student. I can see the student. Yes or no? Right? That is what real life entity. Each and every real life entity we can call that as an object. Can you please tell me some of the examples of the object? Some of the yeah, very good. Bus is an object. Employee is an object. Very good. Yes, very good. Super. Next, book is an object. Factory, right? So there are many objects which we can see in real life entities. They are real life entities, right? So yeah, college is also an object. Yes, college is a class. In that we can create, suppose there is a class called college. I'm talking about object, no? So there is a class called college. From that college, I can create an object of KMIT college, NGIT college, okay, GNET's college. Like that, I can able to create an object. Are you following me? Are you following? Yes or no? Right. So examples here which I am giving are student, teacher, fan, dog, pen, etc. are the examples of the objects, and real life entities share two characteristics. They all have state and behavior. Yes or no? Every real life entity is having two things. Two things. What are they? One is one is if I'm giving a pause means you need to answer in the chat box, or you can even on your mic also you can tell. State, yeah. Number one, state. Number two, behavior. Obviously, exactly. Super. So every real life entity is having state and behavior. A student is also having state and behavior. Student object is also having state and behavior. Suppose what is the state of a student? Can anybody tell what is the state of the student? What is the state of the student? State of the student. What I can say? Reading or no? It's not state. It's not state. State means state. No. Present or absent. No. You might have. It is the you misunderstood the concept. Actually, what there are two things for each and every object. I told you, no. What? I'll explain from this PPT only. See. What is a state? State is represented by attributes of an object. I'll tell you what are the attributes. And behavior is represented by methods of an object. Methods of an object. Okay, state is attributes of an object. Behavior is methods of an object. And identity is gives a unique name to an object. Unique name to an object. I'll tell you. I'll from the example I'll tell you. See, there is a dog object. Okay, there is a dog object. I hope everybody is with me clearly. Please do understand this very clearly. There is a class called dog. From that class, I have created dog 1, dog 2, dog 3. There are many dogs. Now I am explaining about one dog. Okay, one dog object. Okay, what is the identity? Name of the dog. Maybe any name of the dog. Okay, any name of the dog. And what is the state? State means now you can understand that state or attributes means the breed, the age, color. That means the data of the dog, the data of the dog object. That is what state. It is not meant that it is present or it is absent or it is reading. It is not like that. The state means the data, the information regarding that object. Okay, right? Did you understand now? Breed, age, color are the attributes of the state. And behavior is, what is the behavior of the object? A dog can bark, a dog can sleep, a dog can eat. These are the methods of the object. These are the methods of the methods or behavior or responsibilities, anything you can say. Okay? Member functions, behavior, responsibilities, everything you can say. They are synonyms. Okay, I hope I'll come to you guys. Yeah, did you understand? Now, at least, can you please, did you understand now? What is the state and what is behavior of a dog? Now I'll ask you, what is the state of a student? Again, the same question. Again, same question I just want to ask. What is the state of a student? Please, fastest fingers first, just like a Kaun Banega Karodpati. So please type your answer fast. Gender, roll number, ID, exactly. Very good. Section, name, height. These are the data related to the student. Very good. Super students. Very active students. So what is the behavior of the student? Fast. Behavior of the student. Everybody please do respond. Behavior, no. Yeah, writing exams, reading, programming. Yes or no? These are the behavior. Behavior means these are the methods, these are the responsibilities a student can able to do. Yes or no? These are the functions actually. Suppose in a student class, there are two things. One is state and behavior. A state can also be typing skills, of course. Method symbol, fine. So can you please tell me, there is a class, state can also be called as fields, attributes, data members. Okay. These are all are synonyms. And methods, data member functions, behavior, responsibilities, These are the synonyms for the methods. Okay, right. So I hope everybody can now can I ask the what is the state of a car? What is the state of a car? Please do respond quickly. Mr. 56U. State of a car. State of a car. Type of engine, color, models, speed. Yes, brand. Very good. These are state of the car. Enough. Yeah, exactly. Enough. Brand and company are same, similar. And what is the behavior of the car? Behavior of the car means accelerate. This. Yeah, very good. Very good. Accelerate. Applying brake. Gearing. Yes or no? Yes or no? These are the behavior of the car. Understood? I hope everybody can understand now. Yes or no? Autopilot. What is that? Okay, the ultra new technology. I don't know, but you might have know that. Right. Thank you guys. Next. I hope you understand the concept, right? Now, what is a class then? What is a class then? Now, so far we have discussed about object. Now, I just want to ask you what is a class? Already I asked you in the very beginning. That is, class is a user-defined data type. Class is a user-defined data type, or you can also say that blueprint. It's a blueprint, or it's the template from which objects are created. I already told you, no, in the chair scenario. In the chair scenario, what I told, chair is a blueprint. Yes or no? Chair is a template to create actually the actual objects. Okay. So can I ask you one question? Which can occupy memory? Is that a class or is that an object? Which can takes the memory? Object, exactly. But the class, the template, the blueprint doesn't have any significance. Yes or no? A template never has significance, but actually, just a minute, guys, just a minute. Guys, did you understand what I'm asking? What question I have asked? Object takes the memory, but class never takes the memory. Yes or no? Class never takes the memory. Can I ask you one question? Because I hope you might have some knowledge of your C++ concept. What is the size of an object? On what parameters the size of an object will depend? What is the size of an object? How can we calculate the size of an object? Anybody know? Very good, 70. That is based on your data members, data type. Very good, very good. Suppose there is a student. Excuse me. Suppose there is a student. Student state is, suppose data members of the student is roll number and name. Okay, roll number and name. Can you please tell me roll number, int roll number, semicolon, character array, character of some C of 20, name of 20. That is, suppose 20 characters I am allocating space for my name of the student. Now can you please tell me the size of the student object? Yeah, guys. Yeah, can you please tell me the? I just given some example, right? I have given some example, right? Size of the int roll number and name of 20, character name of 20. Can you please tell me the size of a student object? Nobody? 24. Exactly, Mr. 6J. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? 6J. Bhavana. Very good, Bhavana. That is, see, int roll number. Roll number, how much data, how many bytes a roll number can take? As it is a type of int. 4 bytes. Yes or no? Now, name of 20. 20 characters I am assigning. 20 characters I am assigning. That is 20 plus 4. What is that? 24. Yes or no? 24. It is going to 24 bytes. It is going to be the size of the student object is 24 bytes. Right? I hope everybody understand this. Everybody, at least nod your head, please. Right. Right. Thank you. So this is how we can go with the class and all. And the second point is it represents a set of properties or methods that are common to all objects of one type. Yes or no? Did you understand this point? It represents a set of properties or methods that are common to all objects of one type. That is, suppose the student roll number and name is the data members of the student class, and also read and write methods will be for student class. So if I create S1, student S1, maybe Satvika also have roll number and name, read and write. Suppose someone already Bhavana also have, suppose if I create some Bhavana object, second object, student 2 object, Bhavana also have roll number and name and also read and write methods. Yes or no? So if I create any object, if I create any number of objects from the same class, they are all having the same member functions and the same data members, but the data may be different. Yes or no? But the data may be different, but the fields are same, right? I hope you might have got this point. Guys, I am, are you feeling bored? Huh? Is that boring? Are you with me? Can you please tell me, anyone? No. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. It has definitions of methods and data. Yes or no? Every class will have the definitions of methods and data. That's what we have discussed now. Yes or no? Every student class will have same data, that is the roll number and name, and methods of read and write. Next. Next. Now look at that. No, look at this. There is a class called dog class. There is a class called dog. How many objects here I am creating? How many objects I am creating here? Can you type in the chat box? How many objects I am creating here? 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 objects. 4 objects are having same data and same methods or not? That's what this figure shows. Yes or no? That's what this figure is going to illustrate you, that even dog 1 is dog 1 is also sharing the same attributes. Dog 2 also having same attributes. Dog 3 and dog 4 also having, as well as they are having same attributes. The behavior also same. How many dogs are there? They all will bark. They all will sleep. They all will eat. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you understand my point? Right? Yes. The dog's name you may have given differently. The dog breed may be different, but it will have a breed. It will have a name. It will bark. Yes or no? Yes or no? Right. So that's what I just want to convey, guys. Okay. Next. Next, class hierarchies inheritance. Guys, do you know anything about inheritance? Do you know anything about inheritance? Do you know anything? Inheritance, enduku? What is the purpose? What is the purpose? You might have studied in your C++, right? The second chapter. Second unit of your C++ is inheritance. Driving the properties of base class. Driving, okay. Acquiring the properties of your parent class to your child class. So what is the advantage of inheritance? Can you please tell me? What is the advantage? Reusability, exactly 6B. It's a reusability. Yes or no? Already my parent class is having some functionality, some set of functionality. If my child class, if there is a child class, I will never create my some functionality called X again. I will use that functionality from my parent class. Now, suppose my parent class is having AB, functionality AB. Now my child class is also having, wants to have AB functionality, then it will create from the scratch. No, right. It will use the parent class functionality and it will extend, the child class will extend to C and D. Yes or no? Did you understand? Guys, hope you understand this. Yes or no? I'll give you one scenario. I'll give you one example. Suppose there is a class called human. There is a class called human. That is a parent class. The child class is student. The child class is student. Yes or no? Did you understand what I'm saying? The parent class is human. The child class is student. Now, if a human class also read, write, no. A human class also, he can talk, walk, yes or no? Talk, walk, and listen. These are the functionalities the human class is having. Apart from that, as the student class is the child class, a student also can walk, a student also can talk, a student can also listen. But apart from this functionality, a student can do more extra. A student can do more. He can read, he can write, he can write exams. Yes or no? He can do programming. These are all a student can able to do apart from the parent functionality. Did you understand my concept, guys? Yes or no? Right? Nikita understood. What about Satvika? What about 6P? 6P, did you understand? Right. So that's what. So again, the child class student will not write the functionality of read, not talk, walk, listen. This functionality a child class will never write because the parent class also have this functionality. Yes or no? Whatever there is something extra, that functionality only she will add. The child class is going to add. Right? Good. Uh, Yeah, guys, here are the some very important concepts that is maybe you need to understand very clearly. You need to understand very clearly. I'll tell you. I'll explain each and every point clearly. Please be with me. Please be with me. Yeah, classes are organized into a hierarchical inheritance structure. Classes are organized into a hierarchical inheritance structure. What is that hierarchical inheritance structure? What is the hierarchical inheritance structure? What is hierarchical inheritance structure mean? Now, just now I have told you the scenario that is human class and also student class. They are in hierarchical structure. Is it not hierarchy? Is it not hierarchy? Yes or no? I'll take one now. I'll take one empty slide. So I'll take one empty slide. Hmm. Hmm. Guys, can you able to see this? Guys, can you able to see this? Human and student. Yes or no? Human is the parent class and student is the child class. Are they not in hierarchy? They are in hierarchy. Yes or no? They are in hierarchical structure. Next point is a child class will inherit attributes from a parent class higher in the tree. Yes or no? That's what we have discussed. A child class, student class will inherit the properties of your human class. Whatever the talk, walk, and run, these are the properties from human. The student is going to be acquired. Yes or no? Did you understand, guys? Did you understand? Yes. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Next, third point is an abstract parent class for which there are no direct instances. It is used only to create subclasses. May I know what is an abstract parent class? You have in C++. You have in C++. Whenever I ask any C++ thing, you will smile. I don't know what smile it is. Is that smile related to we know everything or we don't know anything? Abstract class. What is abstract class? How can we say the class is abstract in C++? Forget about Java. I'll tell you what is class. Exactly. Very good, Abhishek. That whenever a class is having one pure virtual function, then it is a abstract class. And ఏంటి abstract class లో ఒక pure virtual function equal to 0. Yes or no? Equal to 0 ఉంటే ఆ function ఏమంటాను? Pure virtual function అంటాను. Then who is the responsible to provide the, is it having any functionality? Pure virtual function, is it having any body? Any implementation? No. Then who is the responsible to provide implementation for this class? For this method? Pure virtual function method? Derived class. Exactly 60. Exactly. Derived class. Yes or no? See. From this example, I'll tell you. So there is an abstract class. In abstract class, there is a one empty method. That is, in your terms, pure virtual function. Then I'll tell you in this. In human class, there is some method that is write exams. There is one method, write exams. Write exams is equal to 0. Then in this scenario, who is responsible to provide body for the write exams method? Human and student. Can anyone? Human class low, there is a one empty method, write exams. Then who is the responsible to provide body? Who is responsible to provide write exams method? Body for a student. Yes or no? That is what? Abstract class. But did you remember one thing very important? Can we create objects for abstract class? Can we create objects for abstract class? No, because it is empty. Yes or no? As it is having empty method, we cannot create any, at least your lip movement. I am expecting. We cannot create any. What we cannot able to create? Abstract class లో ఒక empty method ఉందమ్మా. Empty method ఉంది కాబట్టి నేను ఆ క్లాస్ కి ఏం చేయలేను? Object create చేయలేను. Exactly. Yes or no? Because it is empty, it is having nothing in that method. It is an empty method. How can I create an object? But who will create an object for this? But who will create? For the derived class, I can able to create. Yes or no? Did you understand? Because the derived class is able to provide functionality for the empty class, empty method. I hope you are with me, guys. If you don't understand, you can on your mic and you can ask your question straight away. I don't bother. Hope everybody understood. Right? Yes? Okay. Next. That's what this third point. Please read along with me. The third point. Everybody read along with me. An abstract parent class for which there are no direct instances. Instance ante? What is an instance? What is an instance? Instance ante? Object. Object only. Instance means object only. Okay, right. There is no direct instances. It is used only to create subclasses. I hope everybody understood this, right? Now, binding, overriding, and exceptions. Binding, overriding, and exceptions. What is binding? What is binding, guys? C++ also you have some type of bindings. Huh? What type of bindings you have? Binding. What type of bindings you have in C++? Your awning is still 6p? Feeling sleepy? Huh? Yeah. Static binding. Very good. Static binding or early binding. One more. Dynamic binding or what is the other name? Dynamic binding or late binding. Exactly. Very good, students. Super. Very good. So there are two types of bindings. I hope how far you remembered what is that binding, when it is going to happen, I don't know. But still, can you able to see the note here? Can you able to see this? What is that? Star is equal to, suppose there is a student, there is a suppose runtime binding and compile time binding. Exactly. Okay, so we will go with that later, because it may be too hard to you for you to digest all these things at once. Okay, we will go slowly. At least you remember what is late binding and early binding. I'm happy with that. Next, overriding. Hope you understand overriding. What is overriding? What is overriding? What is the rule to have overriding? What is the rule? What is the rule to have overriding? Forget about virtual. Forget about virtual. Generally, overriding rule enti? If I want to override any method, what it should have? It should have C. Same name. Okay, same function name. And parameters also. Parameters must be same or same. Yes or no? In overriding, the method name must be same, and also the number of parameters, type of parameters, everything must be same. Yes or no? In my parent class, suppose there is a method called suppose there is a class called bank. Listen carefully. There is a class called bank. In bank class, there is a method rate of interest. There is a method. Yes, Mr. Rajay. Written type should be same. Yes. Can you please tell me? Are you with me? Which example I am telling you now? Which example I am telling you now? Because I just want to. Right. Of course, you are with me. Good. So I am telling you there is a class called bank, super class. You just visualize what I am saying. You just visualize. There is a class, super class bank. From that super class, I am inheriting a class called State Bank. State Bank of India, SBI. Okay. Super class bank and the derived class SBI. Now, superclass bank is having one method, that is rate of interest. Okay, is that okay? Now, SBI can override that method, rate of interest, in its own style. Yes or no? Because in my superclass bank, it is having some rate of interest, suppose 7.5%. As our super bank, that is SBI, State Bank of India, it is having somewhat higher interest, that is maybe 8.5% or 9.5%. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you understand my point? It has its own style. It has its own data to update. But it is having rate of interest method because it is the derived class of bank. Yes or no? So maybe ICICI. ICICI also having different rate of interest. Yes or no? Andhra Bank is having different rate of interest. So these all banks will do what? They'll just override the method. Which method? Which method? Which method they used to override? Nikita, which method is going to override? Rate of interest method. They all, the derived classes will going to override. Override means the method name is same, but the body may be implementation may be different. Yes or no? Yes. I hope you understand the concept here in what is that? Overriding. Yes. Shall we move ahead? Now. What is exceptions? What is an exception? What is an exception? You have the 5th unit, unit 5 in your C++. I hope many of you skipped that unit 5. Error. Error is different, guys. Error is different and exception is different. Runtime anomalies. Exactly. Runtime errors are exceptions. Suppose there is a divide by 0 in your program. Somehow in your for loop, the denominator is 0. A by 5 by 0. Then what is going to do? Your program will be abruptly stopped and it will give you some exception that divide by 0. Yes or no? That's what exception is. It's a runtime anomaly. It's a runtime problem. Yes or no? That is what exceptions. And you will have some exceptions like array index out of bounds exceptions. Okay, divide by 0 exceptions. We will see slowly. Okay, just for idea, I am telling you guys. Guys, can you please read this once? Read this slide once. Can you please read this slide once? We are going to enter into our actual thing within 5 minutes. Okay, within 5 minutes we are going to enter into our actual thing. Okay, so please read this slide once. Please read this. I'll tell you. Binding, overriding, and exception. At least read along with me. Determining which method will be invoked at runtime is binding. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Is the method of superclass is going to be executed, or is the method of derived class is going to be executed will be decided at runtime? Yes or no? That is what binding. Now, next, second point. Methods of the same name in the class hierarchy is overriding. That's what we have discussed right now. Rate of interest. Rate of interest method we have overridden. That is what in hierarchy. Hierarchy means inheritance. In response to a message, third point I'm reading, guys. Please do listen carefully. In response to a message, the search for a method begins with the class of the receiver. Yes or no? Suppose I'm calling. Suppose there is a method. I just want to invoke a method. Rate of interest through SBI dot rate of interest. If the rate of interest method is not found in the SBI bank class, then it will search in which class? It will search in which class? I'll come to your answers, guys. If I'm not, suppose I'm calling a method called bank SBI. There is a superclass, subclass. Everybody with me? I hope. So if I call SBI dot rate of interest, if the rate of interest method is not there in the derived class SBI, then the search will be continued. Will be continued in which class? Exactly 6D. That is, it is in bank class. Yes or no? Because it will again search in the base class. If the base class is also not having that method, then it is going to give you what? That is what this point. If no method is found, the search is conducted in the parent class. Thus, if the search continues up the parent class chain until either the method found or the chain is exhausted. Yes or no? Yes or no? If the rate of interest is not found in even in the bank class, it will search in its parent class. If in its parent class also it's not found, then what is going to happen? It will give you error or the chain exhausted. The search will continue up till the chain, the hierarchy will be exhausted till the root class. Yes or no? Are you with me, guys? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now the search continues up the parent class chain until parent class chain until either a method is found or the chain is exhausted. If the method is found, it will be executed. If it is not found, an error message is issued. Yes, I hope everybody understood this. I hope everybody understood this. Emma, is it okay? Is it okay? అంటే కదా ఎస్బీఐ బ్యాంక్ లో రేట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కనబడకపోతే దాన్ని సూపర్ క్లాస్ బ్యాంక్ లో సెర్చ్ చేస్తుంది. బ్యాంక్ లో కూడా రేట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కనబడకపోతే దాని సూపర్ క్లాస్ ఏదైనా ఉంటే అక్కడ సెర్చ్ చేస్తుంది. అట్లా ఎంతవరకు టిల్ ద చైన్ ఇస్ ఎగ్జాస్టెడ్. టిల్ ద చైన్ ఇస్ ఎగ్జాస్టెడ్ ద సెర్చ్ విల్ బి కంటిన్యూడ్. If the method found, it is going to be executed. If not, the error will be given. Okay, that's what, guys. That's what. That is the story regarding this binding, overriding, and exceptions. Now, can you you just read the summary of object-oriented concepts. You just read the summary. I hope you can understand this. Everything is an object. Computation is performed by objects communicating with each other by sending and receiving messages. Yes or no? How the objects will be communicated with each other? By sending and receiving messages only. Yes or no? Now, each object has its own memory. Yes, of course. Every object is an instance of a class. We know that. The class is the repository for behavior associated with an object. The class is the repository for behavior associated with an object. Here, what is behavior? What is behavior? I already told you behavior, responsibility, methods, and role, and also member functions. Everything is methods only. Methods. They are methods. Okay. Classes are last point. Classes are organized into singly rooted tree structure called inheritance hierarchy. Yes or no? Hope you understand this, guys. Wait a minute. Yeah, guys. There is still I need to discuss many things because I just want to discuss with you the very first program, Java program, Hello World, actually today. But are you okay? If you are okay, I'll continue because I need your concentration and I need your presence. Presence means not only physical presence, your mental presence also. Okay. How about you? How do you feel? Is that continue? Is that overloaded? No, right? Of course, I'll leave you 5 minutes before. Is okay? Our class till 10:50 only, right? 10:50. Okay. Shall I continue? What about 69, Ajay? Shall I continue? Are you okay? Yes, no? Right. Fine. See. There is nothing, guys. Just please do remember and understand. That's it. Who is the father of our Java? Father of Java, James Gosling. As we are learning Java, at least our responsibility to know who invented this Java. Yes or no? So for that reason, I am telling you guys, Java is developed by James Gosling. In which company? Sun Microsystems. Okay. Initially, it was conceived in Sun Microsystems. And later it was the Sun Microsystems Java is acquired by Oracle Corporation. Later it was acquired by Oracle Corporation. And in 1991, the first version is called Oak. Okay, 1991. In 1991, it is Oak. And in 1995, from 1995 onwards, it was named as Java. Okay. The third point is not required. Of course, you can study also. Oracle Corporation acquired this Java after 1995. And Java is reliable and portable and easy to use. Of course, there are many advantages. We will discuss that very clearly in later on our sessions. Okay, right. Yeah, you can have a look at this. You can have a look at this versions. What are all the versions we have from JDK 1.0 to now? Exactly at present, the latest edition is 16. JDK 16 actually. So from 1.0 to 16, there are many revolutionary changes in the versions. Okay, changes means for every version there is an improvement. There is an improvement in the number of classes. There is an improvement in the functionality. Okay, so you need not butify, but just have an idea. That's it. Just have an idea. Okay. Right. Just have a look at this. Java releases. Initially in the version 1.02, you have only 200 classes. You have only 200 classes. In version 1.1, it was developed to 500 classes. And in version 2, from version 2, Java version 2 onwards, what we are having is there are 2,300 classes they were introduced. It was developed like anything. Okay, so it comes in 3 editions. One is Micro Edition J2ME, second one is Standard Edition J2SE, and third one is Enterprise Edition. Okay, that is J2EE. Now we are in our student curriculum we are concentrating on J2SE. Okay. Okay. Now Java is widely used for web-based and mobile applications. Generally, it is very much useful for web-based and mobile applications. Guys, it would be a heavy theory actually. I don't want to trouble you how far you can understand. Is that okay? We have seen what we have seen. At least we'll sum up the things and we will continue in the next session. Is that okay with you? Yes or no? Yeah. What we have studied from the beginning, what we have from the beginning, what we have discussed, the very first topic. Please type here, and I'll ask you the random questions to you. Please be ready. Okay. The very first topic, very first slide. Did you remember? No. Satvika, it's not class and object. Oops, concept. The heading, at least did you remember the heading of the first slide? Think and let me know. Agents, very good. Agents and a way of viewing the world. Agents and communities we have seen. Yes or no? The main heading is object-oriented thinking. Under object-oriented thinking, what topic we have discussed? A way of viewing the world. In way of the viewing world, what we have discussed? Agents and communities. And what story we have narrated in that figure? What is the main objective in that story? One figure I have shown you, know. One figure. What, Mr. Ajay? What story we have narrated? Florist. That is sending flowers from you to your friend. That's what our task. So that So far, what we have seen there? How many agents we have seen in that scenario? Sally is florist. Still Sally is Sally. Yes, Sally is also an agent. Any more? Delivery person. Very good. Flower arranger. Anybody? Still more? Flower arranger, gardener, grower, wholesaler. Very good. Very good. Very good. Super. Super. I hope you remember the things. I hope you very good, guys. Right now, right. These are the agents in the community, and these are communicating through what? These agents are also called as agents are also called as. My question is, agents are also called as objects, and they are communicating with the. Yes, yes. Thank you, guys. Messages and methods. Very good, Mr. 79, Mr. or Miss. They are messages and methods. Okay. Okay. A message encodes with what? A message encodes with what? Suppose Sally's floor is sending one message to your flower arranger. A message encodes a request. A message encodes a. You can write your running notes also. Of course, I'll provide, but for your revision, okay, because after 2 days you might have forget this. Request for an action. Exactly, Satvika. Very good, super. So it's a request for an action, and along with this request, can I send any additional information? Anybody fast? Can I send any additional information? Yes. What is that? What is that? What additional information can I send along with message from Sally's florist to flower arranger? Arguments. Very good, super. Arguments. What are that? Type of flowers, color of the flower, design of the bouquet. So some sort of arguments I can able to pass. Then who is the responsibility to take care of this action? Who is the very good. Flower arranger. Flower arranger is the responsible. Very good. Now, how this flower arranger will do the task? How this flower arranger will do this task? చేతికి Yeah. Yeah. Guys, are you with me? What question I asked? Flower arranger కి ఒక రిక్వెస్ట్ వచ్చింది, ఒక మెసేజ్ వచ్చింది. హౌ దిస్ మెసేజ్ అరేంజ్ ద ఫ్లవర్స్ అనేది ఎలా చేస్తుంది ఫ్లవర్ అరేంజర్? హౌ షీ విల్ క్యారీ దిస్ రిక్వెస్ట్? హౌ షీ విల్ యాక్సెప్ట్ దిస్? By doing by invoking a method. Yes or no? Messages and methods. Yes or no? A message is passed from Sally's florist to your flower arranger, but flower arranger will do the action in terms of a method. Arrange flowers. There is a method. Yes or no? That's what it is going to do. Okay. By call. Okay. By calling a what? By calling a method. Calling a method. Right. Now, what I need to ask? Every object will have a. In that community, every object will have a. Every object will have a. Okay. Responsibility. Exactly. Every object will have a role to play. Yes or no? We have seen, no? Every object will have a role to play. At least they'll have some responsibility. That should be used by. That will be used by. That service will be used by other members of the community. Yes or no? Every object of service undi, that will be used by other members of the community. Now come to object. Every object will have two things. What are they? Every object will have two things. What are they? State and behavior. Super. State and behavior. What is the state? State can also be called as, what are the synonyms for the state? Can you please tell me? properties, data members, attributes. Very good, super, very good. Right, exactly, exactly. Now, what is the behavior? What is the behavior? Member functions. Synonyms: methods, functions. Right? Behavior. Everything here are same. Now, I'll ask you. What is the mm, what is the state? What is I'm asking you about cycle object. I'm asking you about cycle object. What is the state of a cycle? State of a cycle. Color. Brand or company. Yes or no? Right? Maybe size. And recently we are getting geared cycles. Type of the cycle. Yes or no? Right? Now, what is the behavior of the cycle? Behavior means what type of methods? Cycling, we can ride. Yes or no? That type of methods it is going to braking, etc., etc., etc. Right? Very good, super. So every object is going to have state and also behavior. And now I'll ask you about inheritance. Okay, inheritance is the hierarchical structure. It is having parent class and super derived class. And suppose if I couldn't find any method in my derived class, what is going to happen? If I couldn't find any method in my derived class, the search will be continued in its parent class. Till how long it is going to be continued? Till how long? Until the hierarchical chain gets exhausted. That's what no. Ante kada. The root parent class అయిపోయేంత వరకు the search will be continued. Otherwise, if the method found, what is going to happen? If the method found in any particular parent class, what is going to happen? It executes the method. It invokes the method. Method executes. If you don't want, if it doesn't find that method, error will be given. Yes or no? Right. And how many types of bindings we have? Binding. 2. What are they? What are they? Static bind. Everybody, the students who know this answer for any question, you just type here. Okay, at least I can understand how many people are understanding. Yes or no? Right. Static and dynamic. And static and dynamic also called as early binding and late binding. Yes or no? Right. What about in overriding? What about overriding? Early and late. Exactly, Nikita. 6A also. What is overriding? What is the rule for overriding? Same name, function name must be the same, and also parameters must be the same. Right. So that is the rule for overriding. Okay. What is an abstract class? Return type also must be same. Very good. What is an abstract class? When we can call the method class as an abstract method? One pure virtual function and a concept C++ logic. Okay. See. Okay. At least you can tell me now that at least one empty method we have. If we have one empty method, then we call that class as abstract class. Then who is responsible to provide implementation for that method? Derived class. Can I instantiate abstract? Very good guys, super. Can I instantiate abstract class? Instantiate and enti? Can I create any object for the abstract class? No, I cannot because it is an empty class. Then who can create a object for that particular class? It's derived class. It's derived class. Okay, that's what the story related to abstract class. And what I need to ask still. Okay, who developed the Java? Who developed Java? James Gosling. In which company? In which company? Yes, James Gosling only. Right. Sun Microsystems. Later, it was acquired by Oracle. Very good. Very good. Super. What a smart student you are. Very good. Super. Good. Now, in which year? In which year Oracle was acquired this Java? 1995. 1991 it was called as, what is the name of, what is the name actually? Oak. After 1995 it was? After 1995 it was Java. Very good. Very good. What is the latest version? 16. What is the first version? 1.0. Very good. What are the three editions? What are the three editions we have after Java version 2? Standard. J2SE, J2ME, J2EE. What is SE? What is SE? Standard edition. What is ME? What is ME? ME. Micro edition. Very good. What is EE? Enterprise edition. Super. Regarding your our curriculum, what we are studying? Is it enterprise or micro or SE? Yes, standard edition we are studying. Okay. So did everybody install your Java in your systems? Install Java in your systems? How many of you? Can you raise your? Can you show your hand? You installed, no? Did you set the path? Did you set the path? Did you follow the video? Right. Yes, I hope everybody having Java in your systems so that we can go straightly to the program tomorrow. Not today, day after tomorrow. Yes, but latest version. Okay, it's fine. Not a problem. If it is also latest version, it is okay. Okay? But go with the 8 because I am going with 8. Okay? We are world people now. We are going always with the old versions. Right. So what's up, guys? Did we cover everything? Did we summarize everything? Finished? That's it. Only releases. Fine. So from tomorrow also we'll have some theory and we'll go for our first program. We'll go with our first program. Already all paths set for 16. Again, we need to install. No. If you are installed with 16, you just leave that. It is okay. Okay, you need not install and once again 8. Leave that. Okay. Fine. Right. Okay, guys. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for your very good responses. I'm very much happy with your responses. Hope this will be continued till the last class. Yeah. Thank you so much. We will end this class. Okay. Right. We will meet you day after tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.